welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. We haven't had a Q&A in a while, so let's have one. Obviously, if you want to be part of asking me questions for future Q&As, make sure to follow me on Twitter, PSGINT_. Let's go through the questions. What's your genuine opinion on Lamin, and who are your top 3 Barca players? My genuine opinion on Lamin, I guess this is all footballistically, so let's put the persona to the side, even though it's a lot. What a great player. Obviously, it disgusts me to be saying this, but I will always be honest. One of the best players in the world. Has had so many great games and pulled up in the biggest moments. I've seen a lot of Barca fans and other fans talk about Rafinha, Yamal, but one thing you gotta understand when it comes to Ballon d'Or and so on, it's all about the big games, and the big games come later on. Rafinha peaked in the beginning of the season, Yamal peaked at the end of the season. The bigger games, the Clásico games, the Copa del Rey final, Rafinha had the stinker versus Inter, Yamal was way better. And yeah, big game player. That's something you gotta give Yamal, big game player. And that's, something you give the best players. They always turn up for the big games. So yeah, that's my genuine opinion on Lamin Yamal. And who are your top 3 Barca players? Ability-wise, gotta be Yamal, Pedri. I think they're, Rafinha. Yamal, Pedri, Rafinha. They are the 3 best Barca players in my opinion. Which footballer do you play the most like? Any active or retired player? This is a question that's very hard to answer for me because, a lot of young players, when they were young, they were always trying to play like someone. Obviously, when I grew up, my favorite football player was Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but I wouldn't say I have a sim. I'm not as tall as him. I don't have a black belt in Taekwondo. I don't have that kind of stuff, and I'm not just a number 9. I'm complete. I have played on every single position. I've played fullback. I've played centre back. I played in the midfield. I played on the wing. I'm a beautiful number 9, and I also play really good as a goalkeeper. That's something recently when I'm with my friends, I'm like, let me be goalkeeper and training that position. First of all, just naturally, physically. When you jump, when you dare to jump and get good reflexes, it helps you. That's a position that helps you. So I would say I have an extremely complete game. So just think about complete players. Maybe João Neves. Maybe I'm not the most technical. There are many more technical players than me. I'm also a dog on the pitch. Maybe Valverde, João Neves, that kind of type, that kind of football player type. But I wouldn't say there's one player oh my God, yeah, that's me. Lamin Yamal will win the Ballon d'Or. He could win one in the future. This season, as I said, I haven't even entertained the Ballon d'Or number 1 position. Ever since 31st of May, the only thing I've entertained and talked about is the top 10, top 20, how many PSG players are going to be in the top 30 nominees. PSG Mount Rushmore, no rage bait. I get this is coming from a Madrid fan. He probably wants me to be honest about Mbappe, and I've always been honest about Mbappe. People think I call Mbappe shit because I hate him. No, Mbappe is shit, and I hate him. But PSG Mount Rushmore, I'm gonna do what I've seen. I've supported this club since 2012. I'm gonna do a Mount Rushmore for the players that I've seen in no order, and I think it's really simple: Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Thiago Silva, Kylian Mbappe, and Neymar Jr. Aforementions or shout-outs, Marco Verratti and Marquinhos. I think they're the 2 closest, but obviously it's always going to be dominated by attackers. Ibra, from 2012, 2016, he was that guy. And then Mbappe era, the most beautiful era until this new era. Obviously, looking into the future, Dembele, he's going to be there. Vitinha, Nuno, Hakimi. There's so many players that will overtake them, I believe, in my opinion. But strictly from what I've seen, Neymar Jr., Kylian Mbappe, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and Thiago Silva. A player that you would like to see play for PSG. I've always wanted Pedri. I remember even I made a video on Pedri to PSG last summer, I think. It was a very weak report, but I just wanted Pedri at Paris Saint-Germain. It's between Pedri and Erling Braut Haaland. Before that, I really wanted Khvicha, Kvaratskhelia, PSG. We got him. So it got to be between Erling Braut Haaland and Pedri, in my opinion. If I had to choose one of them two, Erling Braut Haaland. What are your realistic expectations for next season? My expectations going into the season was win everything in France and win the UCL / reach the semis at least. I think that's the best expectation for a big club. So we're just going to be like that for next season. I really want to win the UCL next season back to back, but you can't always get what you want. the expectation, the push is going to be to win the UCL, but my expectation should be win everything in France, Trophée des Champions, Coupe de France, Ligue 1. Maybe we can go unbeaten. We were really close last season. That would be magical. Hopefully win the UCL, but at least Champions League semi-final. Which is the gayest fan base in football? That's probably Bayern fans. I mean, Bayern is a gay club. Gay fans. I don't know. You got Bayern. It mostly has to do with the country it stems from. Yes, France is France and Germany both are like the gayest countries in Europe. The thing with France, PSG, it's owned by QSI, so it actually has fucking values. We're not doing some gay LGBTQ stuff. The only time we're doing it is when France forces the entire league to sponsor the disgusting LGBTQ. Apart from that, this is a club where Palestinian banners are up and the club is not banning them or doing anything bad. Hakim has posted about Palestine. We've never gotten a ban about it or anything. So I would have to say Bayern München has the gayest fan base because their club is the gayest and their country is the gayest. If we sign Konate and extend Courtois, Brahim and Asensio's contract and hopefully sell Alaba, may not happen though. Do you think we will have the second best transfer window behind Liverpool? This is coming from a Real Madrid fan. So, Liverpool, I think, agreeing to all, Ekitike, Wirtz, Kerkez, Frimpong is the number one transfer window so far. And he's trying to say, will Madrid be the second best if they make these deals alongside signing Huijsen, Franco Mastantuano, Carreras, and Trent Alexander-Arnold? I'm trying to think of the second best. Who are you competing with? Definitely not PSG. Definitely not PSG. No. Definitely not us. Barca have had a cheeky window. Juan Garcia, Ronny Bardghji, Marcus Rashford. City have had a really good one. Reinders, Cherki, Ait Nouri. Am I missing someone? City is a really good one. I'll probably say City maybe second. And if Madrid got all of that, Konate, extend Courtois, Brahim and Asensio's contract and sell Alaba. Yeah, that could be second. I mean, you've reinforced the entire defensive line. Konate, Dean Huijsen, Trent, Carreras, got in Franco Mastantuano up in attack as well. The thing with Madrid, I'm not comparing to other teams now. I'm just strictly looking at like more what Madrid have to do. You basically need to sign a midfielder, man. You need to sign a deep playing midfielder. Yes, Güler as the 6th, 8 has been good, but I've seen reports about Xabi Alonso wanting someone else. This is more about Madrid. But if you do all of that, I would say, yeah, you edge City probably. What are 3 signings you would make that would improve our team? Really simple. Baleba, Carlos Baleba from Brighton. Absolutely love him. Gem of a player. I would go for Alexander Isak up top. Let's go big. Let's go home. Alexander Isak, Rodrigo, one of those kinds. And you know what? Just because Lucho and Campos are rating him so much, let's get Zabarni in that defense. My priority would obviously be Upamecano. No reason why we're not going for him. Let's get Zabarni. But I would like Upamecano. Upamecano, Baleba, Isak. In order to go back to back, you need a good strong centre-back pairing. Pacho and Marquinhos ain't at the highest level. Argue with the wall. So who's the centre-back you really want to buy? I agree when it comes to Marquinhos. I mean, Pacho was the best centre-back in the Champions League last season. Yes, it's one season. It was his first season in the Champions League, so who knows, maybe he was overperforming or something, but I mean, this also comes from an Arsenal fan. I mean, Pacho performed better than Saliba and Gabriel have ever done in their entire careers. Like, disrespectful. Marquinhos, though, he's someone I've always looked at, someone we can upgrade on. Probably the first one to upgrade on in the squad, or at least get a strong backup to. Asad, Dayot, Upamecano, but I would also go for a Zabarni, who PSG are heavily interested in. Mo, this has to be the worst transfer window ever, man. No news, no rumor. What is Campos doing, man? Resting in Portugal and increasing his belly. No, Campos has been focusing on 3 stuff. The Zabarni deal for like a month. He's been trying to sell players, Asensio and Skriniar. They're going to go to Fenerbahce, and he's also working on extensions. Moscardo also went on loan to Braga as well. So he's not bringing that many incomings. And I would not say this is the worst. Like last season, that was disgusting for how long it went. And because we had to strengthen the squad. This time we don't have to strengthen the squad as much as last summer. So that's why I'm a little bit more calm. I'm still disgusted, but I'm more calm than last season. But just like last season, I guess we'll do the signings towards the end of the window. Do you think Messi will lift the World Cup once again, considering how good he still is and how Argentina have been solid even without him? I definitely think there's a possibility for Messi lifting it, but I'm looking more at, can Argentina go back-to-back first team since like the 90s when Brazil did it? I don't think Argentina will go back-to-back, but there is a potential for it. I don't think it will happen. Do you think you should learn Arabic? Accent of us in the Middle East? I mean, language is definitely something I would love to improve. At the moment, if there's one language I would love to improve, it's French. Rather than Arabic for the moment, but something definitely for the future. Will you change your content when your channel grows up? I don't know. Like, I wouldn't say, like, I'm not making the same kind of content I did when I created this channel, but it will always be similar, I guess. If I ever want to change it up too much, I'll probably just create a second channel, but I will keep this channel very similar to as it's always been. If you have a boy, will you make him Parisian or let him choose his path in football? I don't know, man. Like, there are way more important stuff when I'm looking at my son, that he's gonna be a man with discipline, intellectual, knows what's good and bad. Him supporting club, I really don't care, man. But if I had to choose, yes, I would like PSG, but that's not a priority for me. Who would be the perfect midfielder for Real Madrid? I mentioned it before. Enzo Fernandez. I think he will be superb for Madrid. Simple. Is there any PSG player that you wouldn't trade for Lamin? As I said multiple times, I do not want Lamin Yamal at this club. I don't want this egotistical, narcissistical player at my club. And he has nothing to do with his value or talent. He's one of the most talented players in the world. But no, I wouldn't take him at PSG. Thoughts on Liverpool buying Nketiah? I've already made a video about this, but yes, it's a little bit over. I mean, it is overpriced. One great season at 1.5 good season at Frankfurt. But I mean, he's young. Frankfurt know how to sell players. Very talented. Are you back in Sweden? Not yet. We'll be back in like one day. Also, do you want to sign any Swedish or Algerian players to PSG? I would take Isak. I mean, Gyökeres doesn't really suit the football that we play, but I mean, he's a good player, but no. I like Bergvall. I think he's a really technical, has a very bright future for Sweden. Isak Hien, basically like a Pacho from Walmart. I could take him as a backup. Algeria, Ait Nouri, but obviously he went to City. He would be an amazing backup. He's too good to be a backup. I've always shouted out Amora to PSG. I would take Ibrahim Maza as well. And if Akhliosh chooses Algeria, I would definitely take him to PSG. I know someone asked you something similar to this, but what are your favorite teams in every top 5 league? Not teams you support, but the ones you like the most in their league. So I don't have like a Premier League team and all of that, but Bundesliga, I guess now Leverkusen, just because of Ibrahim Maza there, Ten Hag as well. La Liga, Atletico Madrid, obviously no Real Madrid, no Barca. Serie A is easy, it's AC Milan. And Zlatan played there. I've watched AC Milan so many times, and they're a likable club. And Premier League, even though they just beat us, it has to be Chelsea. I didn't like Liverpool when they were saying some disgusting trend generational right back stuff and everything. I never liked that overrated Liverpool team with the Salah stuff. United, I mean, it's disgusting. Arsenal, definitely not. Definitely between Chelsea and City. But I would have to say Chelsea and Liga, obviously. Paris Saint-Germain. Your finalists for 2025-2026 Champions League. As you all know, I always cook when it comes to the finalists. Probably, nearly. Last season, I predicted PSG Madrid. PSG got knocked out in the semi. Madrid made the final and won it. This year, I predicted PSG versus Barca. PSG made the final and won it. Barca got knocked out in the semi. So maybe if I predict again, the same thing will happen. Obviously, I'm always going to go with Paris Saint-Germain in the final. I don't know if I want to pick the other team yet. I don't know. I want to wait until the beginning of next season to say. And I don't want to say a team now and then change. Alright, let's take one last question here. In the unlikely scenario that Kylian Mbappe asks to return to PSG next season, let's say this season goes horribly for him, would you want him back, assuming he agrees to a salary that fits within the PSG wage structure? I mean, Mbappe's never been about the money or the wage or the anything. Kylian Mbappe coming back potentially to PSG or something, I mean, only has to do with one thing. I don't want Mbappe at this club. I don't. We've had Mbappe. it was a great adventure, but you know, great adventures come to an end, and that end has come for Kylian Mbappe. It's over. I don't want Mbappe anymore at PSG. He can enjoy his time at Madrid and wherever other club he wants to go to, but he burnt his bridges. There's no going back, in my opinion. The only way back is an actual sincere apology, where I see that everyone actually accepts his apology, including myself. But no, Mbappe's not going to do that. Mbappe's trying to play this victim gimmick and trying to, you know, fix his relationship with PSG. But the bad stuff he did, it's too much. It's too much. Well, that's been it for the Q&A. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. And as usual, allez Paris.